Hello and welcome to 7 Days of Science, your go-to for the weekly science news. In the headlines this week, we have a new pterosaur named the Dragon from Hell, a 22,000-year-old trackway with possible transport technology, and a man's brain has been turned to glass. Our top story this week is the discovery of a new species of prehistoric pterosaur that has been named the Dragon from Hell. It's a very appropriate name, as this reptile did indeed live in hell. That is the Hell Creek Formation, the geological formation in North America, famous for being the home of T-Rex, Triceratops and other iconic dinosaur residents. It's a new kind of azhdarchid pterosaur, the lineage that includes some of the biggest animals to ever take to the skies, such as the famous Quetzalcoatlus. This new species is known from a single, almost complete neck bone uncovered in the Hell Creek Formation of Montana in the early 2000s. And was initially classified as belonging to Quetzalcoatlus. The bone itself was actually found right alongside a T-Rex specimen, a skeleton of a juvenile individual nicknamed Jane. This pterosaur bone has now been re-examined by paleontologists more than 2 decades after its discovery, and it turns out that it shows many notable differences to the neck bones of Quetzalcoatlus. Since azhdarchid neck bones are quite distinctive structures, the scientists can recognise many features that enable them to classify it as coming from a species new to science, which they call Infernodrakon hastacollis. Infernodrakon means dragon from hell, while hastacollis comes from the word hasta, a kind of Roman spear, and the Latin word collum, meaning neck. This is in reference to the very long and thin construction of the bone, resembling a spear. Infernodrakon would have been a medium-sized azhdarchid pterosaur, so it wasn't getting close to the truly giant members of this lineage. But it still probably had a wingspan of 4.15 metres, or about 13.5 feet. Infernodrakon was more closely related to the giant azhdarchid species Aramborgiania than to Quetzalcoatlus. And the reclassification of the Hell Creek bone as a new species has some interesting implications for our understanding of Quetzalcoatlus itself. It now seems that this species is only known from the 70 to 66 million year old Javelina Formation of Texas, since its presence in the Hell Creek Formation had only been inferred by the existence of the bone that is now named Infernodrakon. The paleontologists explain that the lumping of all these azhdarchid remains under the name Quetzalcoatlus had been giving the impression that this pterosaur was much more widespread than it really was. So the description of Infernodrakon not only gives us a cool new pterosaur name, but it also reshapes our understanding of when and where Quetzalcoatlus lived. Also in the recent paleo news, we've got a new species of prehistoric reptile that comes from southern Brazil. It's been named Retymaijychampsa beckerorum. It's a kind of carnivorous croc-like animal that lived between about 240 and 233 million years ago, called a pterosaur. Despite looking a lot like modern crocs and likely filling similar ecological roles, they were not crocodilians and instead convergently evolved with them. This new species is known from an almost complete right hind limb and is one of the oldest protocampsids now known to science, helping paleontologists decipher the early evolution of this amazing group of reptiles. In other paleontology news, scientists have looked at injuries present on the fossilised carapaces of glyptodonts, large prehistoric armadillos, and found that some of them were probably inflicted by other glyptodonts swinging their tails at them. The idea that these ancient armoured mammals may have used their tails to fight with one another is not a new idea, and various studies have made comparisons with the ankylosaurs, which are also considered to have engaged in such combat with each other. This study is the first time that injuries thought to have been made by other glyptodonts' tails have been described in detail, however. The analysis reveals that various traumatic lesions on the exoskeletons of several species are indeed consistent with impacts from tails. and in some cases there are even punctures that were likely made by the spiked tubes of some glyptodont tails. This is a very cool instance of similar behaviours appearing in both glyptodonts and ankylosaurs, and possibly driven by the males of the various species competing for females. In other news, a study published in the journal Nature has posited the idea that Mars does actually have a solid inner core. It was previously calculated that Mars would have had no inner core at all, and instead the core of Mars was a predominantly iron liquid. This was thought to be the case because of the exceedingly high temperatures down in the red planet. But the authors of this paper analysed recent data from NASA's InSight lander that suggests that the core has a high amount of lighter materials present. Sulfur is an element that could be of greater abundance than previously believed, and a sulfur and iron-rich core could crystallize into a solid inner core if the temperature wasn't above around 1960 Kelvin, which is about 1686 Celsius. As this is within the temperature range of how hot Mars's core is expected to be, this is entirely possible if this new proposed elemental makeup of the core is more correct than the older one. The researchers have pointed out that while the InSight lander has indeed proven that the core of Mars is liquid, its data does not currently rule out a solid inner core. Hopefully we can get more data in the future that will give us more clues and perhaps even one day an answer for what lies at the centre of the red planet. And now that we've got a story that sounds rather alarming, as a man's brain has been turned to glass. Fear not, this is no new terrifying disease, but actually a discovery from a body found in Herculaneum, the Roman city that was destroyed after the eruption of the volcano Mount Vesuvius that also destroyed Pompeii in 79 AD. Scientists now believe that most of the deaths caused by this eruption of Vesuvius happened when a cloud of incredibly hot ash descended upon the residents of the city, rather than when the pyroclastic flow coming from the volcano hit, which happened afterwards. The death of this particular man, who is thought to have been about 20 when he died, likely would have happened during this ash cloud stage, as the pyroclastic flow would not have been hot enough to turn his brain to glass. This is the first recorded time of this happening to any organic matter naturally, as very specific conditions need to be met for this to occur. It would had to have been heated up, then cooled down very quickly. The substance would need to contain liquid for this to occur, so the process did not happen to the man's bones. Other parts of his body probably did not cool down quick enough and were instead burned away. But it's thought the man's skull protected his brain enough for the quick cool down needed to turn the soft tissue to glass. While the body was discovered in 2020, the analysis and findings were published this week in Nature. A new study published in Nature has found that modern humans lived in the tropical rainforests of West Africa over 130,000 years earlier than previously thought. It is currently understood that modern humans, Homo sapiens, evolved in northern Africa 300,000 years ago and quickly migrated throughout Africa and soon after to the rest of the world. Modern humans began occupying the rainforests of Asia and Oceania between 73 to 45,000 years ago, and yet the earliest date for African rainforest inhabitation is only 18,000 years ago. Well, a new study has dated the archaeological site of Bet 1 in Côte d'Ivoire, West Africa. Radiocarbon dating of the sediments of this site, which has yielded late Middle Pleistocene tools, has given a date of 150,000 years ago, pushing the date back for modern humans living in African rainforests by over 8 times. The site and surrounding region is now a humid tropical rainforest, but analysis of pollen, stable isotopes and plant wax within the sediment shows that even then this area was still a wet forest environment, showing that our early ancestors were able to live in these conditions even this far back in time. There are other similar sites waiting to be investigated, so hopefully there will be many more of these discoveries emerging in the future. Up next is the astonishing discovery of evidence of transport technologies being used by humans potentially as long ago as 22,000 years. At White Sands National Park in New Mexico, various ancient human trackways have been discovered, preserving evidence of humans and other animals crossing the shore of a dried up lake. The dating of these human footprints is controversial, but an age of 22,000 years ago has been estimated, which would make the tracks some of the oldest evidence of humans in the Americas. Well, researchers have now identified several types of long grooves associated with some of the human prints, which seem to have been created when these people dragged a type of prehistoric transport technology called a travois across the sediment. Travois are very simple to construct, made up of one or more wooden poles that function like a sledge to transport resources, and they were often used by indigenous Americans of the Great Plains, though the White Sands travois would have been pulled by humans, not domesticated animals. Amazingly, if the prints really are about 22,000 years old, then this would mean we're looking at the oldest known evidence of humans using a form of vehicle for transport. An absolutely mind-blowing thought. In some watery animal news from this week, researchers from Florida Atlantic University have used footage from drones to observe narwhals using their iconic tusks in a variety of ways in a natural wild setting. Such observations are few and far between, and because of this, the functions of these horn-like tusks are often debated. Well, using these drones to view the narwhals out in the wild, researchers identified 17 behaviours distinct from one another. Interestingly, the researchers were also able to observe the narwhals when they were trying to feed upon Atlantic char, a type of fish. They were using their tusk to attempt to stun the fish, but also manipulate and influence how they behaved to have a higher chance of successfully feeding upon them. At the same time, gulls were coming down from the sky and stealing some of the fish that the narwhals were rounding up, suggesting that this wasn't an ideal hunting situation for them. The study also revealed the first evidence of what was likely the narwhals using their tusks in play-like behaviour, and it was even deemed as potentially ritualistic by one of the study's authors. A great study that shows how useful modern technology can be in making observations that we haven't been able to make before. Also, a quick update on the odyssey of the world's largest iceberg. This enormous berg, called A23A, broke off from Antarctica in 1986, before getting stuck in the Weddell Sea for 30 years. Then in 2020, it started moving again, and in January of this year, we reported that it was on a collision course with the island of South Georgia. Now, it's run aground on the shallow continental shelf about 50 miles from South Georgia, where it's expected to remain stuck until chunks of it start falling off, and eventually it might continue on its journey. Its presence here could affect some of the penguin populations that feed in the area, and fishermen may have to be very wary of the big blocks of ice coming off it. But researchers also say that as it decays, nutrients locked up in the ice will be released, which could give a significant boost to life in the region. Although iceberg life cycles are natural events, there are concerns that more frequent icebergs breaking away from ice sheets will have negative impact on Antarctic wildlife at large as the region becomes more unstable. Finally, for the news this week, the Queensland government in Australia is about to embark upon a controversial culling program of thousands of feral cats. The focus is on a particular area in southwest Queensland. Feral cats pose a significant threat to 200 native species, including endangered and critically endangered animals such as the greater bilby, the night parrot, the plains wanderer and the kawari. Cats have already contributed to the extinction of 27 native species. The Queensland government hopes that the initiative will play a vital role in protecting native wildlife and restoring balance to Australian ecosystems. Although humane methods are being used, culling cats is a highly controversial practice, with the animal rights group arguing that killing animals, even humanely, is not an ethical solution. There are calls for non-lethal alternatives, such as sterilisation programs, to reduce the feral cat population over time. Well, that's it for the news this week. I really hope you enjoyed learning about everything that's happened in these last 7 days of science. You can follow 7 Days of Science on Instagram and TikTok, and also be sure to support us on Patreon if you enjoy what we do here.
Hello and welcome to this
Curiosity Box.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a time period, but they're not like it's on a month. It's not.
I feel a bit
Season.
sick.
This season's unboxing of the Curiosity Box. This Curiosity Box is the Spring Curiosity Box.
It's got a duck on it.
Let's open it up. We haven't got much time.
That's an octopus.
Oh, that's not. No, that's the logo. Yeah.
Oh,
He
cool.
wants to,
We usually one of us knows a little bit what's in them because we've received emails about them or we've seen spoilers or whatever. This time I don't think. Does anyone
I don't
know
know
anything
anything.
that's in them?
Quid
I'm
bits.
actually really excited. It's been so long
Woo!
Yes, went straight to that.
Little old paper.
A paperclip. Metal with memory. Oh, you dropped it. It's
since we dropped it. Okay, what is it?
Metal with memory.
It is a paperclip. The more you bend it, the more it will return to its original shape.
Really?
If you would put that in,
No way.
I believe warm water, it might just do it on its own. It's always a paperclip. More bad.
You managed
I'll
to
broke
I
it.
think if you put it in warm water, it will become a paperclip.
What does it say?
Okay.
Everyone wanna
I
get
mean,
some water?
I can see it. It's starting to.
Well, hold it in your hand. It might
Oh
put it
my
in your hand.
goodness
Lego?
me!
Is that Lego?
Metal Lego.
Oh, it's like actually metal. What's the point? Hang on.
It's a Lego with various elements, metallic elements.
Oh, actually.
Oh, hang on.
Whoa!
Is there
Zinc,
some-
brass,
lead?
aluminum, and steel. So this is going to be
Oh
brass.
I was
wow!
hoping for lead.
I don't think that.
Oh my god! Feel the difference between
Whoa.
aluminium and steel.
Is it actually?
Wait.
Is that which one's lead? Which one's lead? Is this lead?
There's
No
no
lead.
lead.
Yeah, of course there's no lead. Okay, which one's
Obviously.
lead? This is steel. This is steel. This is aluminium.
Zinc, brass, aluminum, and steel.
Okay.
And it's
this
aluminum.
Is this is zinc.
Oh, I
or-
dropped it.
No, it's aluminium. It's not aluminum. It's
Yeah, what is it?
aluminium.
Okay, just having an argument with
We're
yourself.
British.
Look, you can build them like actual Lego.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay,
real.
okay.
Do they stick?
Hold
Oh my
your
god,
hands
they're
up.
gooey!
Hold your hands
I
up.
think we should take
Steel.
one home each.
Wow.
That
That's crazy.
is actually
Wait,
really
wait,
cool,
wait.
isn't it?
Steel, aluminum.
Aluminium. Is it all about metal, by any chance?
Is this a metallic box?
No.
Curiosity box. It's all about metal. Well done, Ben. My God, how did it know? This is very cool. Give me the metal illusion
I was
stickers.
messing with my mouth.
Let's have a look. You love stickers.
We're showing the camera first.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's a giant paper.
She
clip.
loves stickers.
Whoa! Oh,
What
you're
is
gonna
that?
get excited about this. Looks
Is
like
that
the
medieval
Bayer
cat?
tapestry. Looks like the Bayer
What is that?
That's cool.
Wait, they gave the cat the human
medieval
face. The
French.
medieval- I love how we've foregone any order and we've just.
No, we just.
Yeah, I just want the cool stuff.
I think
Can I have this shirt again? I love these shirts.
Wait.
He wears all these shirts all the
Wait,
time.
what
I
is
do.
this?
What is the climate?
Oh, is this the illusion-y thing?
Wow.
Wait. Asymmetric
Smells
diamonds,
lovely.
German, standard,
like a lemon.
pyramid, French. Hang on, what does
Like a
this
what?
do?
Like a lemon?
Yeah, it's yellow. Is it lemon
Emilia.
flavoured?
It's not, it doesn't smell.
6
it
in
smells like-
1 marble solitaire. A CB exclusive design with 6 different boards for
Oh,
you
yeah.
to play this classic solitaire game. There is Pyramid, Egypt again, French, standard, asymmetric, German, and diamond. Because all boards come in 1
That's cool.
I thought solitaire was
and
a
there's bag.
marble.
Wait, he's got marbles!
solitaire.
Yeah, look.
It's a kind of solitaire called a peg game. So the goal is to jump a marble over another marble, and the one that it jumps over you remove, and the goal is to remove as many marbles as possible.
Oh, so it's a solo game. That's
Yeah,
what
and
the
it's,
solitaire.
and it's all the different worldwide setups for the boards.
I'm interested. Do you see them as being concave or convex? Because I'm pretty sure they're both convex to me.
There you go.
Like, do they look like
Yeah, they're convex to
sticking
me
out
too.
or going in? They only look convex to me. I don't know if there's if I can see the other way.
I can
Does that
see
mean
the
my-
other way.
Like that one looks concave. Like,
Oh, from this angle, they kind of don't.
Yeah, you just sort of change your eyes.
They both. Okay, yeah, no, I can see it both ways now.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
really weird.
yeah,
I don't know if I can. That one,
yeah.
That one just looks convex to me. This one.
What are you laughing at? What were you doing?
I was going, yeah, and you were just going, yeah. I was like, yeah, and you were going, yeah. I was like, yeah, and you, yeah.
What is
Right.
colour?
What?
Oh.
Oh,
Let's read.
it's a lovely book again, isn't
Sorry.
it?
47 curious questions answered to increase your understanding and appreciation of the strange and wonderful world of colour.
Oh, nice.
What is colour constancy?
This could be useful actually for editing our videos. Get that colour correction.
Maybe they've been watching our videos,
Yeah.
looked at the terrible colour correction and gone, we could get in a colour book. So, I don't get it. How are you supposed to be jumping marbles over the other marbles if you've got the
Read
other
the
marbles?
instruction book.
Where are the instruction book?
I don't know, it's deep.
Ooh. If I drop all these marbles on the floor, I'm going to be really annoyed. Has it gone back?
okay,
Oh, good, I fixed it. No, it fixed itself. I didn't
Yeah.
break it, is what I meant.
What are spectral colours?
I don't know, Amelia. What are spectral colours?
I don't
Enlightening
know.
us using this
Each-
book of education.
The colours we see when a beam of sunlight exits a prism are referred to as spectral colours.
Hang on, that's crazy.
What?
All those squares are lined up, aren't they?
Oh no! No!
No, wait, give.
Oh, they are. No! I don't like that. Oh, they're all straight lines.
I think both of them are.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's
Two very
so
different reactions. Oh, no space left on that card. Two very different reactions there.
It's cool. It looks wibbly wobbly, but it's not wibbly wobbly.
Well said.
Pastel colours are an interesting and surprising subcategory of non-spectral colour because they're actually a combination of every colour of the visible spectrum reflected into our eyes, but at different intensities.
I didn't know that.
What? Sorry, what?
I'm not reading it again.
That jumps there, and then I get rid of that marble. Do I have to jump with the same marble?
No.
Whoa!
Oh!
Oh!
Do you think we can get a naked flame in here? Because apparently if you heat it up with a flame, then it will return to its shape.
Where are we going to
Has
get a
anyone
naked flame
got a
from?
lighter? None of us smoke.
Oh, this is actually.
Anyway.
Oh!
Wait. What are complementary colours? Two colours that neutralise each other when mixed in equal measure are called complements. I didn't know that. If complements are made up of light, they make white light when mixed. If the complements are pigment-based, they make a neutral colour when mixed, desaturating or draining the mixed colour of any recognisable hue. Conversely, when complementary colours sit next to each other, each is enhanced and appears at its most saturated. I mean, obviously you learn about that really early on, and I knew that if you mixed the pigments together... it's a little-
Oh, I may have made a terrible mistake.
That is really weird. Huh? Is this too advanced for you?
It might be. Hang on. Oh, I think I've solved it. Oh.
I don't know what the hell you were trying to
Anyway,
do.
here's the weird optical illusions. Look at that. They're all straight, but they're not.
I've lost.
Did you figure it out?
Yep. So you put. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Stone problem.
I don't know why did I do that? So you put them all in one of the configurations.
Oh,
Right, go on then.
stands for-
Give that a go. You've got to get rid of all of them.
What?
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, so you just got rid of that one.
Okay, I see.
Right.
And I can
Oh, you have to get rid of all of them.
mess it
Yeah.
up if I don't do it properly.
Yeah.
Is that the case?
And put that.
This.
God, okay, this is going to take too long. So
You do that while I have a look at the
Can I
colour
try
book.
Put them in the
this?
hole then.
Do it together.
I think I messed it up already.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't go.
Oh,
you
does it
have
go-
to. No, because there's a board there, so you're not. Like you see,
Oh.
it's a platform. So if you want it to go down the hole,
There we go. Messed it
How?
up
No,
already.
hang on. How did you do? What?
I know.
How
That's
did you do
impressive.
that?
Don't know, but I can't move anymore now because all except the middle.
Both of you give it a go. All except the middle one.
together.
So, if you want to see if you could do this yourself,
We can.
and I challenge you to because it was a lot harder than I thought. Although I did think I was quite clever a couple of times, but you didn't think. You just kind of started moving marbles around.
Yeah.
And hoped it would work.
I thought.
And yet there are still marbles on the board. But if you want to have your very own curiosity box, I do believe the spring box is still available, so you get all this wonderful, wonderful stuff that we are going to take home and use and read and all sorts of things. Use the affiliate link below. Use our affiliate link below. Use the QR code that we're putting on screen now. Use the affiliate link and what's the other thing? Promo code. Use our promo code for 20. Use our promo code for 25% off, and our promo code is Ben25. You hear that?
I'm nearly 25.
Not Ben
He's-
10.
Ben25 is the promo code. Buy a Curiosity Box because you're supporting the channel and because they're really cool. Buy one for your friend, your family, and your entire collection of pets. They'll love the marbles. Don't Make sure your dog doesn't eat the marbles.
Or
It's
your
probably not
cats.
helpful. Or your cat.
I suppose your child.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us.
And the code is Ben25.
Not Ben 10.
As always, a big thank you to our patrons, including Andrew Cowan, Clara Middleton, Druv Struvastava, Gabriella, Gary Arrington, Jurtist, John French, Corey Peterson, Lena Rose, Matt Grandis, Mendicant Fryer, Mike Pace, Monitor Man, Ralph Balzac, Robert Pieprezika Jr., Robert Thomas, Sammy Voss, Staniforce Hopkins, Thomas F, Conroy III, Timothy and Tedrow, and Troy Schmidt. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Those names are going to come up in my dreams.
Timothy and Tedrow.
Timothy and Tedrow.
You said Timothy and Tedrow.
Yeah, it's funnier. Timothy and Tedrow. What? Timothy and Tedrow, surely. It's like Timothy and Tedrow.
N.
Yeah, it's like,
That's the-
that's
you went,
short for and.